Hi friends, welcome to the Mastermind Moments podcast.
Hosted by your pals, Josh and Sasha.
Join us during our weekly mastermind as we collaborate on how to make the most out of our lives.
Not only are we going to mastermind our careers, we're going to work on all areas of life together.
Let's do it. Listen in as we make the most of our mastermind moments.
Matt, hi.
Hey, Sasha. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Matt.
Oh my God. Hi.
10 years.
Is that the last time we've seen each other?
I think it had to be either 2015 or 16,
It
right?
must be. I think
2016
I think
was Youth League year for us.
What was the last year we were life coaches at GYLS?
So
No, okay.
2014 was our youth lead year, and then I think you came another 2 years after that, Matt?
I think I was youth leaders with y'all, right? Or no?
Yeah.
We were all youth leaders, together, and then we were youth coaches. I came until 2018, and I think you maybe stopped a year or two before that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I stopped in 2017 then. So almost 10 years. It's been, I miss it.
So crazy. I can't remember how we came up with needing to message you, but Josh and I were talking about something and he's like, and I'm catching up with Matt Brunke. And I was like, I don't know the last time I caught up with Matt Brunke. Let's invite him on the pod. What are we doing? And then we also had the Craig episode just got released like last week or the week before. And I saw the photo of all 16 of us. And I was like, why have we not invited Matt on? Because we've had, Josh, how many people from that Youth League year have we had on so far? Well, we've had, I think Steph and Craig are the only two, but we've had other people from camp.
Right. Yeah, we've had a few other people from the environment, but Matt for me is a priority because Matt was my boy back in the day. And still is my boy, of course, but we don't talk as often. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been, how's life been treating you guys? I'm curious how this came to fruition, and like, it's awesome seeing you guys out here doing this, and I love it. I'm just, what sparked this for you?
I don't know. Josh and I like kept in contact for years after GYLS. It was always like one of those GYLS relationships where sometimes we'd catch up, but like
Right.
a 2-hour conversation and then not speak. And
Yeah.
then I don't know when we started talking regularly. The jury's still out on that, when we started talking regularly, but I think it was like maybe 2-ish, 3-ish years ago.
Yeah.
We realized that for our friendship, voice messages worked really, really well. So I started sending Josh like a voice message every single Friday afternoon. And sometimes these were like 20-minute voice messages of what was happening in my life. And I launched my first podcast and Josh came on. He came to visit me in Miami and we like sat down and recorded an episode together. And we're like, wait, this is actually really fun. People love listening to us. And we want to do a mastermind group where we get on and chat about our goals and accountability. And we're like, we want to do that once a week anyway. We might as well record it. And if people want to listen, cool. And if not, we're just on the phone with my best friend 1 hour a week.
Yeah.
So it's like easy. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I would say Josh and even Bella are probably like the only two people that I've really stayed in touch with from GYLS. I'll occasionally get a message on Facebook or Instagram or whatever it may be, but it's just crazy. I think everyone's so, in a way, grown up and moving on and doing all this stuff with their lives. And it's just crazy to look back and think about all of the wonderful accomplishments we made there. And I think that still has impacted my life today. What we learned and how to protect your mindset, how to just protect your belief system and not let, outside noises affect you. I think that's probably a major reason for my success today. And I'm sure certainly for yours as well. So I'm excited to be here. And I know mindset is probably a big topic here. So
Yeah.
It's just refreshing. It's a breath of fresh air to see y'all.
It's so good to see you. So typically on the show, we do a segment in the beginning where we like spin a wheel. The whole basis around this is like wheel of life. I don't know if you remember that tool from Tony Robbins where like each section of life is like a different thing. So we kind of base this podcast around that because we were like, doesn't matter what point in life you're at. One area, like a couple areas are always going really, really well. A couple areas are like need some love and attention, and that's how we base it. And so let's just spin a wheel. We'll get into it. Okay.
Yeah.
Spinning. contribution. What are some of the most rewarding volunteer experiences you've had? What do you guys think?
Oh, I can go first.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was, but it was last year, and I'd always donated and done like kind of soft level contributions to somewhat make myself feel good. But it wasn't enough. So I ended up volunteering for this. I don't want to say it was a homeless shelter because it's not, but it was a community that needed help. And it was a family that was helping them provide groceries, food, clothes. So I went there almost every week for probably 8 months, every Saturday for about 4 or 5 hours. And it was a big commitment, but like it was probably the first time in a little while for me to actually go in and actually serve others. Cause I did find myself in a period of my life where, I came to the realization that I was really mostly serving myself and that wasn't really doing me any good, or it just wasn't good. But I did that for about 8 months and then just some other local charities, but it really shifted my way of thinking into how fortunate and blessed that I think most people truly are and just don't realize it, because I thought I had problems in my life until I was encountering and helping those people. That's
Yeah.
most recent for me, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh, what do you think?
It's really interesting you say about serving yourself, because I think that's something that I've definitely not suffered from, but it's definitely something I'm dealing with kind of still to this day. I think over the years I've really focused on my development and
Yeah.
my life and where I am and how I can take my life to the next level, which is obviously important. We need to focus on
Right.
that, but I would even say when I draw out my wheel and I sort of feel like give scores to every area, I don't even give one to contribution because it's just not a part of my life at the moment.
Yeah.
And every time I draw it out, I'm like, I feel really bad that I just don't contribute, because my
Yeah.
life does at the moment revolve around me and
Yeah.
getting me to where I want to be. And so actually what you just said really struck a chord with me. I was like, wow, I'm just serving myself.
Yeah.
And it's okay, but I think there needs to be an element of contribution. So I think for me, what that's looked like in the past, I've raised a lot of money for charities previously, which I guess it is contribution. I didn't necessarily have a direct impact with those charities, but I ran the 2 London marathons over the last 2 years and I raised about £5,000-6,000, which I think is probably the biggest impact I've had in recent years. But I think to answer that question for me is more what it looks like moving forward. And what I've really wanted to do for such a long time is get more active within the Gamblers Anonymous community.
Mm.
Me coming from a background, I don't know if you even know this, Matt, but I come
No.
from a background where I had an extreme gambling addiction in my early to mid 20s until a couple of years ago. And Gamblers Anonymous really helped me turn my life around in the early days anyway. And so I think I really want to get more involved with contributing to that, because I think once you've surpassed like 90 days, you can start volunteering.
Mm.
And so I think that's something I need to get more involved. I don't go to meetings anymore. I feel like I don't need them, although of course I probably do deep down. But I
Yeah.
think actually volunteering is a good way to keep that going and also to pay it forward to a community that has really drastically pretty much saved my life in recent
Mm.
years. So I think that's what it looks like for me.
Yeah, I had that same realization too, where I'm just like, oh, dang, I have not volunteered in a minute. It's been a while, especially with traveling full time. Like, I have not been volunteering really at all, which is something I like said I wanted to do while I was traveling. It's, oh, go volunteer somewhere in a new community and see what that's like. I'd say the most recent volunteer work I've done, which was like a while back, other than like just donating money places, which again, want to be doing more of. Why am I not? But is like beach cleanups. And like cleanups in general, more environmental contribution. I do a lot of contribution through my work, through my 9 to 5 job, because I'm like head of the sustainability team there. So it like comes in, it comes with the territory. But yeah, like I want to be doing more contribution work on my own. I don't know what that would look like, but especially while I'm traveling. But it's something my therapist told me about. He's like, you should go to every place you go to, make it better than when you left it. What does that look like? And for me, it's been looking like buying dinner for a local, or buying like drinks for a local or something. But I think going and actually doing some volunteer work would be really impactful. And then also I want to be donating like more monetarily as well to other causes and other things. As far as a volunteer experience has been rewarding, is definitely like hands down the camp where we all volunteered later on. GYLS was so impactful, especially like to get same thing with like Gamblers Anonymous. It's like a program that gave me so much, and then going back and volunteering towards those like back years is so rewarding and so helpful because of the impact it can make, and then going and paying it forward is so rewarding. But yeah, like definitely want to be doing more of that for sure, for sure.
That's
Because it's
that's such a good point about the Tony Robbins environment and volunteering, and it's something that I don't know why it slipped my mind. It's something we were all involved in so heavily for years. Even after we were participating, we volunteered for all those years, and we did have such an enormous impact. I'm still, just like Matt, I don't really talk to many people anymore from the environment, but there are a few people, actually, arguably some of the people I'm closest to are people who I met or had some sort of an impact with when I was volunteering. You look at Katie, look at Valeria, I met them both when I was volunteering, and now I feel like they're two of the people that I'm closest to. So, and we always talk, especially with Valeria, about the impact that we've had in each other's lives, and we've both volunteered in this environment, and it really is a lasting impact, especially when you have that impact on someone when they're so young.
hmm
They remember it, right? I think in
Yeah.
your teenage years, you're old enough to remember, but young enough for it to have a really lasting impact. So I think maybe I belittled kind of the impact that had as well.
yeah. Yeah, it's a huge impact. There are still people that were in my dorm that will message me, and I'm like, literally, I'm going to stay with. I don't know if you guys remember Cami. I'm going to stay with Cami in a couple weeks because she was my ambi, like from my dorm. And who else? Valeria was an ambi from my dorm. A lot of these girls that I volunteered with and helped out. Now they're some of my closest friends, which is crazy. I actually just saw Bella Saturday, but she and I were not that I like volunteered with her, but that's
Yeah.
unrelated. But I did see
You're
her
right.
on Saturday.
How was it?
It was so much fun. It was really fun. It was really cool. That's one of my favorite things about traveling full time is like I get to drop into people's lives and backyards and be like, "What's your life like? What's that?" Like I didn't know she had a boyfriend. Just didn't know. I'm like, "Who do you live with?" She's my boyfriend. I was like, "Who?
Yeah,
What?"
they've moved in together. Yeah.
Yeah,
How long have
just
they been together, Josh? What, like a year now
No,
or
no, not
nine
that
8 months?
long.
months.
It's
Nine
is
Eight
it
months.
9 months?
months?
Okay, there you
Nine
go.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She always
Seems
thought I was being
happy.
aggressive about him on social media, and I was like, "Girl, I don't look at anybody's stuff.
Yeah.
I post and I dip. I'm like, I'm not looking at anybody. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even know what's happening in your life. Like, actually tell me." And speaking of which, Matt, what's happening in your life? Okay, should we? I don't know if you remember Wheel of Life. What areas of life are going really well right now? What areas of life need some more attention, some more love, TLC? What's happening with you? Where are you at in life right now? Tell
Oh.
us.
Well, last, I guess, 5 years have been one of the best roller coasters I've been on, to say the least, just because there's like everyone, I think there's been highs and lows, but I think right now I'm at a point where there's a lot more highs than lows. I'm doing very well with my career, work, side business, and from a work and financial and money perspective, things are going well. There's obviously always going to be rooms for improvement in my life. I think right now I got in a motorcycle accident a few years ago or a year or two ago, and then that kind of shifted my ability to stay active, really, unfortunately. I couldn't work out for a year. So I think my physical health is something that I need to improve on specifically right now, just because I am working probably 60 hours a week on average, sometimes 70. So it's just like hard to find time right now for me. But that's something that I need to improve on. But I've spent the last 4 years just failing over and over again. And thank God I did, because it wouldn't have made me be able to do some of the things that I do today. I look back and those times were extremely hard and challenging for me. But at the looking back today, you just think about, wow, like that made me so much stronger. It really impacted my mindset and strengthened my ability to focus when I was going through a lot of turmoil in my personal life, but still be able to come and perform and achieve and do things in my professional life and personal relationship life. And it's really just been a lot of growing for me. So It's been good though. I've been really happy, and as you guys know, I just got a new puppy, so it's been the week. I think I'm running on maybe 5 hours of sleep, so it's been quite the week. But he's awesome, so life's good. How
That's
about
so
you guys?
wild. Well, okay, so are you able to work out now? Like
Yeah.
now post
hmm
accident? Okay. So have you
Yeah,
like
I am now. It's just like
finding the time?
I have some limitations just because I have to train my shoulder. I'm training my shoulder and to be able to lift, and then I had some internal bleeding stuff going on, so I had to be a little bit careful with how hard I push it.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's such a big thing, like working out and getting back into physical health
Right.
after some sort of health
Yeah.
crisis or thing. And that's something I know a lot of people struggle with a lot.
Oh,
Have you taken any steps towards doing that? And if you
yep.
haven't, what kind of steps do you want to be taking?
Yeah. So right now, I think I have this little notebook that's a checklist. So 5 miles a week, at least 3 hours in the gym every week, and then if I have time, I try to go on walks every just to stay active. Just because I do look at screens all day for 10 hours, and you have to stay active, or I'll actually go insane. So
Yeah,
it's
actually, you need a break from the screens because
yeah.
it's too much
It
sometimes.
is. It is. It's not good for you. I don't like sitting too long. But yeah, there's definitely some improvements, but it was bad. Like I genuinely just couldn't work out for a year. Or if I could just go on like long walks, slow walks. But here we are.
But still, you're active. You're
Yeah.
active. That's all that really
Yeah.
matters. Yeah, that's so, dude, a motorcycle accident's freaking crazy, bro.
Yeah. I got hit by a Pizza Hut driver who ran a red light.
Oh,
Shit, no way.
And I really used that motorcycle to its fullest potential and escaped a lot of close calls, but I never thought it was going to be the Pizza Hut driver that ran it. I never thought. And then she tried suing me, which was funny. That didn't really work out well for her, but to each their own. It wasn't fun. I don't wish it on anyone, and I wouldn't get another motorcycle in Atlanta. No.
no. So you're like done motorcycling now.
If I move to another state, I'll buy one immediately, but not Georgia. No, it's too dangerous. If I move to like Florida, I don't know, somewhere where there's not as many cars, I'll consider it. But it was a pretty bad experience, so probably not.
Yeah.
Was it before or after the accident that you started posting those videos on Instagram? You know, the ones where it was like reels where people were
Oh,
flying
that was
through.
way before.
Was it before? Okay.
Yeah, like I had a motorcycle at that time, and that was when I was really getting into it. And then obviously you may have noticed that stopped just because I was recovering for a year. And I was a little like disappointed in myself, even though I wasn't at fault. It's just there's something about it that you're like, oh, like I could have done that. I should have been a little bit more aware. I could have done this or I could have done that, which I think is a question that everyone is faced with throughout life. Oh, well, what if I did this or I could have done that and this would be my life now? But it's essentially, you don't have time to think like that at this stage in our lives. You really don't because you're directing your energy on all these wrong things. Oh, what if I did this or what if I did that? When you're not focusing on what's important to you or others. And I saw a quote from, I don't know the quote. It was from one of Tony Robbins' associates, and he's talking about how people always focus on the small things in life and they direct their energy to all of these problems. And the problems are not important. Take that energy and put it into a bigger problem that you can solve and make your life better. I know I probably butchered that a little bit, but okay. So I don't know. We're in a period of growth and learning, and quite frankly, it's been a wild year for me, but good.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're just putting your energy right now, like career, work, finances, like that's just where you're throwing all your, and like puppy, like so where you're all throwing all
Yeah,
your energy?
puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, my main goal is just to set up my life for me, my future family, kids. I already have funds for the kids I don't have, which is some people will probably say it's stupid, but I think it'll pay off at one point. So right now, it's been career. I'm an account manager at a pretty large company. I have about 3,000 customers that I manage. It's my first time in a role like that, this large. So there's definitely been some growing pains the first few months, but now I'm really in the role and it's going well.
It
Enjoying
sounds
it.
so awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have people that come to me all day with problems, and I think probably in the last 15 minutes I've probably had about 100 emails. So we'll see what today is going to look like. But it'll all be good. I don't mind putting out fires. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's super amazing that you're taking the time to actually, because I think that's like it's a focus for a lot of people, but I think men specifically with this, like setting up my life, setting up for like future family, setting up for whatever. It's really amazing mindset to have, especially the fact that you're like saving for kids that you don't even have yet. I don't even, you're not even in a relationship right now, are you?
Situationship, relationship on and off. So it's a complex situation right now. But yeah, friendship, I guess we could call it. I don't know. Crazy thing called life right now going on. I am actively looking to provide for that future family, and I've always wanted kids, being an only child. I don't know. That's just a driver. So I don't know if I ever told you I shouldn't even be here. I was a preebie when I was a baby, and I weighed 2 pounds. I had a 98% chance of death, and so did my mom. Which I don't mean to get like sad. Whatever, we're both fine. And but I always wanted kids because of that, and I still get letters from the nurses calling me a miracle child, and I wanted a brother and a sister. Just couldn't have that. So I think kids and family is something that's always been a little bit more important to me than it probably has for some people my age, just because I have that strong why behind why I want kids. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I can relate as an only child thing, not so much with the wanting kids because I'm like neutral to that, but
yeah,
with the that strong desire for wanting a sibling and wanting
yeah,
like community and companionship around is something I'm like really dealing with in therapy right now. Like what that ended up manifesting as, because like I didn't have any siblings, I didn't have any pets growing up. Like it manifested as friends and as like boyfriends
yeah,
and like the really deep diving into the inability to be alone and what that means, like coming from being an only child. And
mhm,
I definitely relate for sure because it's like I always wanted a sibling. Yeah.
right. It's different because it's just you, yourself, and your thoughts all the time. Josh is over
Yeah.
here. I can't relate, but
Well,
but it is what it is. I'm sure I was spoiled a little bit more because I didn't have any siblings.
Yeah,
yeah, but I think
basically.
it's a good board because they drive you crazy, especially with two sisters. They drive me absolutely fucking nuts. And I miss her. I miss Bella, but it's a good thing that she's the other side of the world because we fell out a lot more when she was here. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
um,
What's going on with you, Josh? You never responded to my message. I'm not offended, but I am a little bit.
which message?
I sent you a voice message on Friday.
What? I did not get a voice message on Friday, right? On iMessage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm gonna pull it up because, and we can play. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna play it out loud. I didn't get anything.
Okay, it didn't send. All right, I'll send. I'll send it again.
Yeah.
But
Anyway. Okay. All right. I was gonna say you can call me out, but I'm not gonna just lie down and take it.
no,
Um.
wait, I definitely sent one. Okay, now I'm like concerned actually. Okay, anyway, but what's happening with
Okay.
you? What's going on?
Anyway. Yeah. Not much, to be honest. Life is pretty good at the moment. I've just been winding down in my current job. So Matt, I got a new job that I'm starting
Yeah,
in a few weeks, which is a similar to sounds like similar to yours, a fairly major account manager role with a big company that we've got here. It's really exciting. And yeah, just winding down at work, which is tough, I think. I'm working basically a sales role, and when you're in your final couple of weeks of a sales role, and I know that I'm not going to get paid for the work that I'm putting in now with commission and everything.
right.
It's like, why am I putting in the effort? And for me, it's about keeping the work ethic going. And that's
Yeah,
why I'm still working as hard as I am. But so that's a bit of a challenge at the moment, but it's okay. I have my girlfriend's parents leave on Monday, so my girlfriend's from India, and her parents visited from India. It was their first time ever outside of the country, which is crazy. Although not that crazy, because I think a lot of Americans are the same, which is a lot of Brits are the same, to be fair as well. But yeah, it was the first time out of the country, and it turns out, I'm not sure if I told you this, Sasha, I don't think so. The They sat me down, and I was expecting this all month. They were here for a month, and I was
Oh
expecting it all
no.
month. They sat me down to have the conversation, and they
No.
basically told me that the main reason they came wasn't even to see Savita. It wasn't to see London. It was to see me and basically scout me out and see if I am husband material.
Oh, wow.
And it was tricky because they speak very, very broken English. In fact, they barely speak English. So it was a hard conversation. And Savita was there in the room with us, interpreting and translating a little bit. The long and short of it is they love me, and they have accepted me as part of the family. But they were basically in this conversation effectively pushing for me to propose and for us to at least get engaged. I didn't know this, maybe this, Sasha, in Indian culture, when your daughter or son is they don't date. Basically in India they don't actually date, so it's either arranged marriages or they just get married very quickly. There's no kind of 2, 3, 5 year dating periods. They just get straight to it, and as a result the family cannot meet the partner, as in the extended family and friends cannot meet or even know about a partner until you're engaged and until there's an actual wedding planned. So the way that most Indians find out that someone they know is getting married or one of their family members is getting married is when they get the invite to the wedding. So what they were basically saying to me is, we can't tell anyone in our family. We're just going to have to keep lying to them basically until you propose, until you get engaged, because it's just not in their culture. Her mum was saying to me that they're going to have people approaching her trying to arrange a marriage, and it's already happened. It's already happened a couple of times, which is how they found out about me. um and they're just going to have to lie and say she's not ready yet or something, and that's just, so it's obviously a very normal cultural thing there, but to me it feels like there's a huge amount of pressure now. And
Mm.
the conversation went well with the parents, but afterwards then Savita was saying to me, we need to have a serious conversation when they're gone. We're going to sit down and talk about our future. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not ready to get engaged yet. We've been together for a year, which is a reasonable amount of time, but I'm not ready to get engaged or married yet. I think I'm maybe at least a year away from that. And it's difficult to say. And that was the other question the parents were asking me was, how long do you need? How long do you think it's going to take? And I was like, I don't know. And I was stupidly gave an example of my cousin and her boyfriend. I was trying to give an example of the cultural difference and how we do things in the UK or in the West. I said, well, yeah, for example, my cousin and her boyfriend have been together for 8 years and they're still not engaged. And the shock on their face, they were like, you're not staying together for 8 years before you get married. And I was like, it's not going to be 8 years, but I can't comment. When the time is right, the time's right. And I'm not going to force something. And that's basically, I stuck to it. I didn't back down because I'm not going to be pressured into a marriage. But that's just something that I'm going to have to contend with. For now, it's okay. But I think in the coming 6 to 12 months, I'm probably going to have to contend with that. And that is going to be a real challenge. I think Savita understands where I'm coming from, but she's going to be under pressure from her parents. And so am I. So that's a little bit concerning. That's kind of a bit of a challenge, I guess, that I'm to deal with.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's like a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure, especially if I think it'd be different if you were in a different stage of life. If they were asking you about this and this was like, because men typically, right, like in the West at least, they typically settle down like mid 30s. Like if they asked you again in 7 years or something, you'd probably have a very different headspace and very different mindset around it. But it's like you're asking someone so young, especially when you're at such a pivotal point in your career and such a pivotal point
Yeah.
in other areas of life. Like I know that you have said that you're just not ready for that next step, and like you guys haven't even lived together yet. Like you guys have not taken that step yet either. So it's difficult and challenging, and it's definitely something I think you're gonna have to sit on a lot in the next year, just thinking about, if I am going to be ready with this person, what does that look like? If I am going to be, when? If I'm not, why? and really sit in reflection on that, because it's like rushing into basically who you marry. I don't know if you've read The Defining Decade. Have you read The Defining Decade? No. The defining decade is basically about the decisions you make between 18 to 35 being the most impactful decisions about what you do for work and where you want to live and whatever. But who you marry is actually one of the biggest, if not the biggest decision you ever make, because it's like, yeah, even if you divorce this person, like you probably have kids with them and you're probably going to have to deal with them for the rest of your life if you have kids with them. So it's such a big, big decision. And I would hate to see you make a decision based out of pressure as opposed to based out of like you and your deep, deep knowing and knowing that something is right for you.
Yeah.
And like that would be my only concern, is that you would get this external pressure and it would push you in a direction instead of just like you knowing for yourself.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I think I after this month, I feel very, very close with her, as we've discussed in recent
Yeah.
weeks. I feel much, much closer. I feel like I've seen a different side to her that I can see a long-term future with her. But I won't be pressured, and I won't back down. I'm not good. I'm not that type of person. I think for me, similar to what Matt was saying, I've spent the last probably year, so not that long, but I've started to, over the last year, really planning for my future and actually starting to look ahead at what my next 5, 10 years will look like, and doing things that are going to benefit that. So, for example, taking this job that I'm about to start, that is a long-term plan. That's going to benefit my long-term future. But there are certain milestones as part of that that I want to hit before I get married, before I have kids. And I'm so far from that at the moment. And I've had that conversation with Savita. I've said to her, I want to do this, this, and this before I get married, before I have kids. And she said it's just something she's going to have to come to terms with. So she accepts it, she understands it. And I think there's not, right now, not much pressure from her. And she has said to me before, it's going to be hard for her to comprehend that for me, I want everything figured out before I get married and have kids. Whereas for her, the way she sees it is that she doesn't have to have everything figured out. I don't have to have everything figured out. We can get married, have kids, and then navigate our way through life. And that's her view on how to do it. So there's a cultural difference. I've chosen to date a girl from India who comes from a very, very different cultural background. And there are trials that are coming with that, and that are going to continue to be, both from cultural but also from a visa standpoint. If there's a good chance that she might have to leave the country in January, and then I might have to marry her so she can have a visa. But I see your face. I'm not going to do it. Don't worry. I'm not going to do it just for a visa. The shock on Sasha's face just then.
Yeah.
You're like,
No
oh,
way. They're like, oh my God. No, don't
yeah.
do that.
So that's not going to happen. But there's cultural differences, there's pressures, but I'm quite a strong-minded individual, at least right now anyway. So I'd like to think that I can just push through those and stick to my guns, and whatever is meant to be will be, right? If it doesn't work out for some reason, I hope that doesn't happen. But if it doesn't work out for some reason, then I believe everything happens for a reason, and that's what's meant to happen. So
Yeah. I would definitely, during these next 6 to 12 months, I would definitely, and I know we talked about journaling a lot in the last couple weeks, I would definitely keep a log and a reflection, like some sort of record of reflection, because the next 6 to 12 months are going to be very, very challenging. So keeping a record of like, how did you feel in these moments? Because you might get to a point where something's really, really bad, or get to a point where something's really, really good, and you're not seeing the whole picture clearly. So definitely keep track of like how you're feeling during this time, and how you're feeling in general, but how you and Savita are managing it as a team as well. Keep track of it, because something really positive or really negative can happen and skew your mindset around it. Keep track of the big picture as well, because not only is it pressure, but it's teaching you about how you function in this relationship and about how this team looks, especially when like big, big challenges are coming up. And also, I think this difference is also like a men-woman thing too. Because like I can understand it, especially with my ex. Like he wanted to, like, oh, I need to have these things sorted before I can do these things. And I'm just like, well, we could just not that I was ready to get engaged either, but it's like we could just do these things. Like we don't have to you don't have to reach a certain level of success before we're in a serious relationship. We're already in a serious relationship. We're both just leveling up while we're in it. But I think it's just, it could be a man-woman perspective as well. But it makes sense. Like, I think it's the whole provider thing, because once you're in that, you want to feel like you can provide. You want to feel like you can take care of things, that you're in a place financially and career-wise where like things are taken care of.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And also, like, journaling is something that I'm not great at. I'll just put that out there. I'm not good at it at all. But the times I have done it, I've noticed tremendous clarity and help. It's almost like you're building kind of a fortress above your thoughts, and you're protecting your thoughts, your mindset. And you're always going to have that to go back to. If, like Sasha said, something good or bad happens, you can always use that journal and your own words as an anchor for yourself. And if the human mind is pretty spectacular, and quite frankly, it can get carried away more often than not. So, like, I'll just write down little notes either in my phone or on a piece of paper. And I've had some issues in a relationship that I'm not going to compare it to yours, but I felt that writing down those thoughts and how you feel, even though it's not easy, can really help you in those situations where you either need to go back to those thoughts, or they can also help you in conversations with Sunita, or is it Suvita?
Savita, yeah.
Suvita. Okay,
Close
sorry.
enough.
But they can also assist you when you do have those conversations. If you are feeling pressure from that family and she's feeling pressure from the family, you can always have those thoughts to go back to. That way you guys can tackle that conversation in a emotionally mature way, and that way you're looking at it from understanding each other's perspective. I found that to help in some of my relationships, but I think you know what you need to do. I agree. I wouldn't take pressure and be like, oh, well, because they say I need to do this, I need to do it. It's your life, but you got to protect your values and your life and future. So I think, look, I think you're going to be fine. Candidly, I've known you for a little while, Josh. I think you're going to make the right decision when it comes down to it, but just take it step by step, and don't let it consume you is a good way to put it.
Yeah, and I think in recent times, things like this have consumed me. I think, especially with regards to the relationship and various issues that have cropped up, they've never been that major, nothing to do with long-term future. It's more been in the moment, certain issues that have been
Yeah.
ongoing. Um, but generally speaking, I think we are very, very good at communicating, and that's also really important. We are very good at hashing things out. And we've had some fairly major conversations, but I think communication, I've always said this since I was a teenager, that communication is arguably the most important part of a relationship. Without communication, there isn't really a relationship there. And so if you can't do that, then you can't have the relationship the way you want it. And so we always knew, me and Savita, that there were going to be differences, cultural beliefs, that kind of thing. But what we've always said at the end of these conversations is that there's going to be a compromise, and there's always a middle ground that we can find to make sure that we're both happy and both being served. So I think we're in a good headspace. We're doing pretty well. We're doing better than ever, arguably, after the last month. There is just that little element of pressure. So it's going to be okay. And other than that, as I say, life is pretty good. I got a bit of FOMO missing. I went to see the London Marathon on Sunday, and I got a bit of FOMO. I was like, last year I said I'm never going to do it again, and then I went to watch all the runners, and I'm like, oh God, I wish I was there, getting all the attention that those runners are getting. Clearly doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can't really complain. But Sasha, how are you?
I'm pretty good right now. I've been in LA now for a little over a week at this point. Yeah, about a week. I've been staying in this place for, yeah, a little over a week. And I love LA. I really like Southern California. Like, I love San Diego too. So I guess physical environment, like, this is like peak. I've just really been enjoying my time here. I've been working a lot, but also just really enjoying the neighborhood where I'm staying, which again is Beverly Hills. Like, how much of this is the fact that it's Beverly Hills and it's just so beautiful and so nice and really just like a beautiful place to be? How much of it is that and how much of it is, I don't know. But even the other neighborhood I was staying in LA, I really enjoyed it. So I think, I don't know, we'll see. Like, it's not a decision for me to make right now, but like I could see myself out in California maybe. Mm. So the physical environment side has been really good. I've just been really enjoying my time and just like enjoying a new place, immersing myself in a new place. I'm leaving tomorrow to go back to Miami for my birthday basically. So I'm I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also, the last time I went back to Miami, Matt, I don't know how much you know about what's happening, but basically I was living in Miami
Mm.
with my now ex. We split up and then I started booking one-way tickets around the world. So I haven't been in a place longer than 2 weeks in the last
Yeah.
4 months. So I've been like trying out new places, just like hanging out
Way to
with friends
do
and
it.
family everywhere, seeing a bunch of our pals from GYLS,
Yeah.
just
That's awesome.
kind of bopping around, seeing. Actually, I'm coming to Georgia in May, so
No.
yeah, I'll be there.
How long?
I think a week, a little longer than a week.
Well, yeah, we should
We should link
catch
up.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do
yeah.
it.
I'll be in Savannah for a bit, and then I'll be in Athens for a week. So the Athens leg would probably be like more accessible, but we'll figure it out.
More accessible. We'll have to plan it out. It's
Yeah,
like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive for me, but we'll figure something
we'll
out.
figure something out. We'll figure
Yeah.
something out. Yeah, I'm going for like a family wedding, but I'm going early to hang out with my family. So,
Yeah.
and then I'm also looking forward to the whole month of May, basically from today until the, I don't know, 27th. I'm going to be around loved ones, not even just distant friends, like very, very close loved ones for the whole month. So I'm really looking forward to spending time with, because I've been traveling full time for 4 months and I've been around friends and family and loved ones, but it's different when it's people in your like inner circle. And I'm going to be around like a lot of inner circle friends and family for a whole month straight. So I'm like really looking forward to that. And things with my situationship ended last week. And honestly, I've been like totally okay. I was surprised I haven't had any breakdowns or crying, being a puddle. Like none of that has happened. I've just been like, just really working, enjoying my time in LA, like just feeling it all out. I've been moving, I'm working out every single day here. I've been going for like hot yoga or Pilates or whatever. It's such a big part of the culture here. And maybe that's another reason I'm loving like California too, is like the things that like I'm living my regular life here. And I'm like, oh, my regular life feels nice and regular in like a
Yeah.
way that I like. Like I'm working out every day and like I'm getting outside every day and like just going and exploring places and it feels really good. So just been enjoying that. As far as areas like to work on right now, a contribution is, after the chat this morning, I like really want to be volunteering now. What am I doing? Like I should really be looking into. I'm gonna put it on my list right now. But yeah, contribution is something that I really want to be focusing on. And honestly, the rest like feels pretty good right now. It's actually interesting, like ending my situationship has felt like it's made some more space for other things. Like it's made space for a little bit more of the career, a little bit more of like my friendships or working out. Like I just feel like I've had more space to do things I want. Okay, I will say finances. Like I've been spending a ton since I've been here, mainly because there's not a coffee maker where I'm staying. So I've been going out and spending a stupid amount, on Beverly Hills coffees. Okay. Like $10 a coffee. Okay. This thing's insane. It's insane. But I'm also like,
10.
yeah.
$10 a coffee. Oh my! Isn't coffee how we met, Sasha?
Oh
From
my God.
Starbucks.
Yes. Yes. It was
It's
how
a
we
grandmother.
met.
We just
Matt,
read about that.
Matt and I got close, Josh, our ambi year. We were in the same team.
Really? No way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We were on the same team our ambi year. So Matt was one of the people that I like knew my first year. Matt and Bella actually.
Yeah.
I like became close to my first year, but yeah, $10 a coffee is insane. It's insane. But it's also like
That's
I want to go and work from a coffee shop. So what option do I have?
yeah. Exactly. You're in my favorite part of LA, actually, from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. There's Where you're at in LA, I absolutely love. There's other places where I'd probably rather be in like San Diego or Malibu, but
Yeah, I agree.
that's another conversation.
Yeah, I think if I were to come back, I don't know. I think we'll see what happens at the end of the year if I want to go somewhere and land somewhere or if I want to keep traveling. But I
Yeah.
think if I were to keep traveling at this point, right, it's not a decision for Sasha right now to make. It's a decision for Sasha at Date with Destiny in December to make.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's okay. If I wanted to keep traveling, I think I would probably pick 3 to 4 places where I'd actually consider moving and
Mm.
go and spend 3, 4 months in each spot and feel that out. Or maybe I just keep traveling and travel to random places and go to Peru. I don't know. Like, it really could be anything, but this is like, other than Florida and California, and at least in the US, have been the only 2 places where I'm like, oh, I could see myself here. And I don't know, I think going back to Miami was really, really painful. And part of me, like, wants to just go back to my life there and pick up where I left off. And then I'm realizing, like, oh, my life wouldn't be the same if I went back. And
Mhm.
am I trying to force something that's no longer there? Or is me moving somewhere else running away from the pain of going back? I don't know. Because it's like also realizing now, actually, this is one thing that I've been challenged with is the friend thing there are friends where I thought we were close. And now that I've gone, like I thought I cut ties with my ex, but I didn't realize like leaving also cut ties with a lot of like friends and community that I built
Mm.
there. And it's, oh, some friends are not friends that I
Yeah.
thought like we were close and we're not. And I keep trying to hold on to it so tight because I think it's the only child thing, but
Yeah.
it's, oh, okay. Would it be better if I just started fresh somewhere
Yeah.
and just started over completely and just like blank slate and not go back to Miami and have to have that like weird residue of like my life with my ex? But at the same, I don't know. It's not a decision for me to make right now, but it is something I'm like thinking about now that I'm here.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can always create new anchors wherever you go, but obviously that's where you end up staying is a massive decision for your life. So my advice is take as much time as you need.
Yeah, and nothing's permanent either. I really
Exactly.
thought Miami was going to be permanent, and it's not. So, like, even if I wanted to move here and move to San Diego, or even if I wanted to like, move to LA or move to Miami and then come to LA or go wherever, like, nothing's
Mhm.
permanent until
Right.
basically, like, not until you buy a home, because even then I could rent it out, snowbird, whatever. But yeah, it's such a huge decision. I don't want to rush it, but just, okay, be present with the fact that I do really like it here. Cool.
Yeah.
Something to note.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have plenty of time as well as you've just alluded to. You have pretty much the rest of the year or as much time as you want to figure that out. But I think Date with Destiny at the end of the year is like a perfect culmination of what this year
Okay.
was meant to be for you. You were meant to take this year for meant to be a big year of growth, and I think there has been a huge element
Yeah.
of growth already. But to take everything from this year, there's so much more to come this year as well, and really put that into focus for your future at Date with Destiny. It couldn't have been much more perfect timing. So it's so
Yeah.
exciting for you.
I know. The
Yeah.
timing of everything has just been insane. Matt, you haven't been with us, like, obviously, because Josh has been with me, like, every single week for
Yeah.
almost a year at this point, and even 2 years, like, he's been in the know. But the timing of this breakup and the timing of how everything worked out was, like, the synchronicities were, like, almost too crazy, because the timing of the breakup was just almost too perfect. Like, it was insane.
Mm.
And just with the way it all panned out, and even now, like this year, like the timing of it all, like sometimes I feel like I'm trying to fucking force it, but
Yeah.
like having to realize like the timing of it all is perfect. It's just like sometimes you gotta lean into this
Yeah.
craziness. Yeah.
Dive in sometimes works out, but yeah, a date with destiny. That I'm a little jealous, but
You can
I'm
come.
super
I have a room
excited
for 6 people,
for 6 people.
and I'm the only one staying there right now. So I'm trying to fill it up if us and our friends want to go. Like, I have a room.
Where is it?
It's in West Palm Beach, first week of December or second week of December.
All right, send me the information.
Okay.
I've always wanted to go, and I've never done it.
Same. This is my
So
first year.
what is it like? It's like $5,000,
5 grand normally. If you want to go in person, it's 7.
7. No, it's not too bad.
No, and then the room is, I think I paid total 2 for the room, but if we're splitting it and then splitting it again,
Yeah.
like it depends on how many people. I feel like we can get a lot of people for this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, it's the first week of December.
I think
When-
December 5th through 10th.
Okay. Yeah, just send me over the information. I'll look it over.
Okay, I can send you my rep too. To
Your rep.
my rep, my sales. Literally, I was at a party the other night with Bella, and it's like a industry party with a bunch of not actors, but like people trying to be actors.
Of course. Sounds like that.
Yeah. And not to sound like a bitch or anything because it did sound kind of bitchy, but whatever. And some asshole guy was like coming up to me and I know more about this than you. And I'm like, first of all, how do you know how much I know about something? And he's like, how old are you? You're 26, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I do know more than you. I was like, okay. He's like, sit down, let me tell you about these credit cards. I was like, no. And then he's like, who's your rep? And I'm like, what's a rep? What are you talking about? Apparently it's like an industry, like who's representing you. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. God, that's
What
so
is your
wild. So
Yeah.
so plastic. Like it just
yeah.
so if you're not somebody, I don't want to know you thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, okay. And honest, that was something that they talked about, or like some people from LA have told me about is, oh, it can be very, very fake here, but it can be fake in Miami too. It's just a matter of finding the right community. But they talked about it here that like initially when you meet everybody, people are super, super nice because you don't know who you're talking to, because like you don't know who's giving you your next job. You don't know if someone knows someone who
Mm.
knows someone. So it's like a town that's the face is there's always a serious, very, very serious wall up. And then after people realize who you are, who you're not, they like, you see who they really are. So I think that's one thing that would probably be challenging to navigate if I lived here. But if people are fake in Miami too, it's just a matter of finding the right community. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get fake people everywhere, and
Everywhere.
but that is why San Diego's better.
Yes.
San Diego, I
Love
genuinely, I
Vegas.
know I have so many kind of positive anchors there, but I've said it for years since the first time I went when I was 14, that it's my favorite city in the world. I love it so much. It's so beautiful, the vibe, the weather, just everything about it,
Yeah.
except for the cost and the traffic. It's expensive and the traffic is terrible, but everything else.
But you
If
have
it
that here too.
if it wasn't as expensive, I think I would live in San Diego. I really do.
Yeah.
But you got to keep in mind a $2 million home there is like a $300,000 house in Georgia, or where I'm at least. So
Yeah.
yeah, you
It's
see
so
the big
different.
houses here, and then you see expensive houses there, and I'm just like, I don't know if I could do that or not. But it is nice. San Diego is my favorite place in the country, so I've always wanted to go there or live there at some point, but
Yeah.
maybe one day.
I love San Diego so much. Matt, you can live on our compound. Do you know Mary and Adam?
Mary and Adam, yeah, sister, brother, sister, or
No, husband and
Adam.
wife.
Did Adam go to Gills,
They
or
both went to GYLS. They met at GYLS.
I know Adam. I'm drawing a
You,
blank on Mary.
whatever, regardless. We want to live on a compound with them. We want to get a bit, and we're trying to recruit Josh too, and just get a big piece of land and have all our friends live on a big compound, like
That
community
would be
living.
nice. That would
Yeah,
be a compound. Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. Wait, but okay, so you grew up in Georgia, but you stayed. I always find that so, and Josh, you did the same thing. I always find that so interesting when people grow up somewhere and then stay there. I could never. But did you just love Georgia or what?
So Georgia's just so different. Like everywhere you go, I don't know how to describe it. So you have Atlanta, which is one thing, and then you have Buckhead, then you have the Battery. It's obviously states have counties and stuff like that, but it's just Georgia's just so different. You have Roswell, Alpharetta, Johns Creek. I got accustomed to it because it's a pretty nice area, but there's just so many different layers to Georgia that I still find myself unpeeling. Obviously, I want to travel. I've considered Texas as well as another option. Texas and California. Couldn't do New York. That's something that I don't know. I just love Georgia. It's similar to how people in Florida, they love Florida. I could see myself moving to Florida at some point, especially with no income tax. That sounds incredible.
It was
And
awesome.
yeah, so
It is
that's
awesome.
that's one thing that I'm really considering, but they also have that in Texas. So we'll see. We'll see what life entails. So it's I don't know. I like it. I'm looking at houses all over the place right now. So on a
You could
journey.
go anywhere, do anything. I love
Exactly.
it. That's
Yeah.
freaking awesome. That's super cool. Oh, I love it. Matt, thank you so much for coming on.
Nope.
It's been It's honestly so nice to connect. Also, I realized when you saying New York, that was the last time I saw you.
New York, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that was
remember
the last
that.
time I saw you.
I
I think it was my
totally
freshman
forgot
year
about
of
that.
college. So it
Totally
must have been
forgot
like
about that.
2016. So about a decade,
Yeah.
a
Uh,
little less than a decade ago.
wow.
That's so
Well, let's
crazy.
do it again. I'd love to catch up with you guys, or at least stay in touch this time, and just see how we're doing. I need to stay in touch with more people. I feel like Josh is really the only one I've talked to in the last 6 months. So I'm
It's such a
feeling like,
great community. Like, definitely tap in because
yeah,
it's like people who have known you for your whole life and be like, why are you being such an idiot?
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's rare to find people that'll tell you how it is, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys next week on Mastermind Moments. Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Boom.
We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and follow along on social media.
If you would like us to help you mastermind something in your life, please send us a message.
We'll see you next week on the Mastermind Moments podcast.